There are more dead towns in Colorado than there are live ones.
There are hundreds of ghost towns, either preserved or undiscovered throughout Colorado.
Prospectors went where the gold was, or the silver. And these weren't places where towns were supposed to be.
But it sure is beautiful, so you can't blame them for wanting to live there.
And they often work really hard and really fast to try to be a respectable town. You could see civilization was taking hold.
These are the origin stories of settlement and civilization in Colorado.
The original Wynfield Cemetery is located 1/4 mile up the right fork. 26 people are buried there, victims of fires, snowslide, shooting, mining accidents, disease, and one man stoned to death by Indians he had cheated.
Yeah, same here. Check this out. H-A-I-E-L.
A ghost town in the interior West, including Colorado, is a place where a lot of people arrived, started building things, had ambitions, and they often worked really hard and really fast to try to be a respectable town. And then, with all that effort and aspiration, it didn't work.
There are approximately 400 ghost towns in Colorado, some of which only lasted a few weeks, but you can find the remnants of these communities, these remnants of hopes and dreams, all through the Rocky Mountains.
As Colorado became a state in 1876, mining gold, silver, coal, lead, tin, copper, that was our industry. And towns popped up throughout the West as this area was opened up from being native lands right on up until 1880. At that point, the whole western slope of Colorado became available for miners and ranchers, pioneers to come out and homestead and also stake claims.
A very old car, man. It was flipped upside down at one point. Look at, see, it's upside down, like the wheels went there, there, and there. Yeah, very old one. So old, in fact, they used wood in the construction of it.
When the towns flashed up into existence, they were very quickly thrown together. Log cabins and even tents with dirt floors. Most of the towns burned at some point or another.
Prospectors went where the gold was. That was usually in some remote mountain canyon. So boomtowns, mining boomtowns, literally sprang up overnight in what might be a remote pine forest or a gully. And these weren't places where towns were supposed to be. So these towns would be sloped or terraced. Mining boomtowns were very much a product of this idea of get rich and get out. Ghost town aficionados talk about 3 phases of a ghost town. The first phase is when it's a tent city. You have a city of canvas and of logs. The second phase only takes place if the mineral resources are good enough to sustain the town. And after a while, if you can get enough people into the town, you can build a sawmill and you start building a timber and frame community. You begin to see the false fronted buildings replacing the log cabins or the tents. Very often that's the point where the town had its big fire. Right? When you build this wooden town that was very susceptible to burning down. The third phase of a town is a brick and stone community. And if you can survive long enough to reach that phase, those are the towns which tend to have the most permanence.
The mining industry in the West really increased the likelihood of people racing into incredibly remote, incredibly difficult to get to areas, creating towns.
For any of these reasons, the towns might decline. And once that happens, people simply move elsewhere in search of new opportunities. What's left behind? Well, abandoned buildings that are exposed to rain and snow and wind, are susceptible to relic hunters. And so these towns are sort of pulled apart by weather, by natural and human forces, until there may be nothing left except for remnant spots of berry bushes where people had their gardens.
You can still see the original white paint.
So David Leon, April 21st, 1921. You see how they filled the rocks all around it.
That's where it's the fire. for affection, but searching isn't finding. Sit back, relax, 'cause love is blinding. Searching for affection, but searching isn't finding. Sit back and relax, 'cause love is blinding.
It's a strange world we live in, but all we want is loving. Searching for things unspoken, we can't hold this token.